If music is the vehicle for nostalgia,
then we want to be the cops chasing after it.
I'm Mel,
And I'm El.
and this is...
Do you remember that song?
It's a podcast where we reminisce about some of our best memories.
Tied to some of our favorite songs.
So sit back as we ask the question,
Do you remember that song?
What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Waka. Whoa!
Yeah.
Welcome back. This is another episode of Do You Remember That Song?
Do you remember that song?
Do you remember that song? And we're back for episode, I think it's 10 now?
Yeah,
10?
episode 10.
You know,
Just riding that nostalgia train.
yeah, and I think that's been pretty crazy. Like, when we first started out on this journey, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, I mean, how many songs can I really enjoy enough to try to have so many memories? And just like we had talked about, like the whole idea of songs writing being the backdrop to our life and writing.
Yeah.
It's didn't realize how much music plays into I guess the stories of our lives and everything. I mean,
They're just like they're woven into the moments in your life, you know?
yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
At the moment we're pushing 20 songs now.
yeah, I mean, we've 10 songs each, and I still have a huge list, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm adding more and more every day, you know? I
mean-
can only imagine, I'm hoping that our listeners, it may have sparked something in them
Yeah.
to do something similar, you know? Kind of start making this list of like, oh, yeah, why is that song important to me? Or why do I like that song? You know?
Yeah, and I hope you guys share, not just with us, but I mean with your own friends and family, like the songs that maybe you guys just have shared together that brought you guys closer, you know?
Yeah.
Bringing people together. That's what music should do for everyone.
Well, that was just a nice, wholesome intro.
Yeah. Usually I'm making more jokes and
Yeah, we're a little
puns.
off the wall, and, you know?
Yeah.
But today it's nice and mellow.
Yeah, it's
like
been a
that.
mellow day. And in fact, I think it's my turn, right?
Yes. Yes, it is, to ask the question.
To ask the question, the big question, the
Mhm.
main question, the whole reason why we're here. Do you remember that song, Walking on a Dream by Empire of the Sun?
Ah, yeah. So you told me about this, and like you asked me, like, oh yeah, here's that song, and I was like, huh. And it took me a second because I was like, wait, I don't know if I know that song. But it is one of those songs where it's like, as soon as you play it, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, I know that song.
And I doubt anyone really knows it by its name, unless you're into Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
But Walking on a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got introduced to this about, I don't know, not when it came out, because it was released in 2008.
Was it really released that long ago?
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing that I think is wild about it, because in 2008, I imagine there was so much good music that was coming out
Yeah.
that it probably fell through the cracks, you know.
Right. Well, I'm sure there was people that knew it, you know?
Yeah.
And it just didn't, it wasn't in your circles at the time, maybe,
Yeah,
you know?
and that's with all music. I mean, you know, you're only exposed to what you are exposed to. But I remember where I ended up hearing this was I had gone on a road trip with some friends to
Road trips are always
Yeah,
a
they're
good
the-
spot. Yeah.
perfect place for finding and loving music.
Well, especially when it's like when you're sharing the aux cord. Yeah. Yeah.
And we were going to Monterey, California.
Oh, wow.
And it was more of like they were going on a road trip and we're like, hey, we're two young girls, we're gonna be going, and I was like, hey, can I had gone through some life changes, and I was like, hey, can I like crash your guys' trip? And they were like, yeah, we could use someone like a third person to just have our backs along the way. And so driving out,
so you were hired muscle on this road trip.
Kinda. And I don't know how much muscle I actually was, but yeah, we drove out there and we were listening to a lot of good music. And one of the songs that one of my friends came up with was Walking on a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember being in the back seat of the car, and I had pretty much the whole back seat to myself. I mean, I had their bags and stuff like that, but I mean, like, I was able to really camp out in this back seat of this car. Like, I mean, we were gonna stay in hotels and everything, and I think we did camp out at one point. Like, I had like a full on like back seat.
Yeah, you had the back seat suite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like looking out, laid back, and I'm looking out the window on the side of the car, and we're just driving along. I want to say we were headed towards Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were like staying at the Tropicana and somewhere in Nevada, and just looking out and seeing the sunset as we were passing through. And I don't think people realize how beautiful sunsets and sunrises are.
Yeah.
In the desert area. I mean, like we talk about, like, oh yeah, you know, they're nice, but I mean, like, the just wide expanse.
So you were in Vegas? Is that what you said?
Not Vegas.
Oh, not Vegas.
Just lower southern tip of
okay,
Nevada.
so you had like
it was
actual like desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like rolling hills, and you know, like there's a special thing with the desert when you're looking at it where it changes from that blue, like that deep blue, to light blue as it like goes through all the stages.
Yeah.
As it goes through all the wavelengths.
Yeah.
And then you get the like the purples and then everything all the way to like the orange.
Yeah, like a fire red and orange in there. Yeah.
And I remember seeing that and just listening to the song and, you know, just feeling like this is it. And I guess a lot of my memories are around like observing sunsets.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I brought that up in a
core memories around sunsets.
Yeah. And enjoying nature. I guess appreciating the beauty in nature.
Okay. Yeah.
And
appreciating. Yeah.
And I think that's the cool thing, because I guess one of the themes of the song is this couple trying to, I guess, seek reconciliation. At least that's what Google's telling me. Reconciliation and trying to figure things out. And I think that's what it was is during that time. Also, the person I was dating and I had broken up, and so I was in that, like,
you're going through the post-breakup funk.
Yeah.
Little like, introspective time, a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so being able to like head out with them, seek new adventure, like trying to get my sea legs back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not necessarily like I was trying to run out there and meet new people right away, but I mean, like, it was that, like, okay, I saw my life with this person, and then all of a sudden now that future has disappeared. So where am I going? What am I doing? And being able to, I guess, sit back and be present.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of hit on something there as far as, like, you know, you talk about like music can kind of like draw that out of you, you know, can draw that introspection. It can draw that like hopefulness. It could, you know, draws a lot of things out of you, you know,
and healing.
Yes.
I guess, because I know that, like, you know, for a lot of my life, you know, heartache has been been present in certain cases, and you listen to music to coincide, help, soothe those feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like when you're having a good time, you listen to different songs and for those things. But I think the cool thing about this song specifically is, I can't remember, it was maybe like 2016, 17, 18, 19, somewhere in the teens.
Yeah.
A few years after it had already been released and had made its way around, it started getting used in TV commercials and stuff like that. And it was really cool because I remember it was after our road trip and everything, and all of a sudden it was like a car commercial or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. You started recognizing it everywhere?
Yeah.
Hearing it everywhere?
And I heard it, and it was like really quick where like all of a sudden I was brought back to that memory of the road trip, and I'm like, dude, that was so cool. And I think we even listened to it when we finally made it to California. We tried to go see the Redwoods, and we were driving along the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah.
And we were like, you got it off to the side, and you're listening to it, and you're just like, man, this is how you were supposed to like listen to the song.
Now that you say the California Pacific Coast Highway, your Northern California Pacific Coast Highway or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going through there. Oh man. With this song
beautiful.
playing.
Yeah. It was like,
that's certainly a vibe, my friend.
Yeah. If you guys ever get a chance.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance.
If you're ever in Northern California driving on the
Pacific. If you live in Northern California and you drive that highway,
send us a video of you doing it.
Yeah, I want to see that like TikTok.
Yeah, send that to us. Tag us in it.
This is a good song. It's a good song, and you're right. Like, I don't think it was on my radar at all. Granted, I was just a youngin', 2008, and I didn't have a very vast musical, library.
I think it's one of those that you should add, and actually Empire of the Sun has quite a few that should be added to anybody's library.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a really cool song. I'm glad you like it, because I'm glad you mentioned it, because like I said, I don't think it's even like now, it's not like on my radar, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's a good song. You know what I mean?
It puts you in a good mood.
Yeah, and so like you need more of those, you want more of those songs,
Yeah,
like
good time songs.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah. And so, we'll be adding it to our Spotify playlist.
Oh, it's added.
It's added.
It's there.
It's there. You guys got to check it out.
Yeah, check out Walking on a Dream by Empire of the Sun.
And, check out all the rest of them. I mean, we got all the songs that we've been looking at so far and gone over. So you guys check it out and follow us and let us know what you think. And, share us your stories of the Pacific Coast Highway. And
yeah, I kind of want to know if there's any other songs that people have that fit that vibe of driving up the Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah. Well, we actually went to go see the aquarium.
Oh, okay.
In Monterey.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
Oh.
Like seeing an aquarium,
an actual aquarium based out of the ocean. Yeah. We saw the one in Long Beach. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something different about those California coast aquariums.
Yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah. All right. We'll be right back with more. Do you remember that song?
Yep. Bach.
All right, welcome back to Do You Remember That Song? We went down a little bit of a highway of sorts with the previous song.
Not,
you know?
not the Highway to Hell, the Pacific Coast Highway.
No,
It was
Pacific Coast Highway. We're going down that nostalgia highway.
Yeah, nostalgia.
And yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked it out, check out Walking on a Dream. Up next, this one's my pick. This is a song that I heard. So this actually came out in 2015. And I don't know if you remember this, Mal. Do you remember this song called "Death with Dignity" by Sufjan Stevens?
No, I don't.
No. Yeah, not a whole lot of people do. Have you ever heard Sufjan Stevens before? Do you know Sufjan Stevens at all?
I feel like he showed it to me and my brain recognized it, but the name of the song just
yeah.
Yeah, you could have told me and I would have been like, "Oh, is that Picasso? Is it
I think
Rembrandt?"
When I looked it up,
Sure.
I think it actually was featured on Life is Strange. I think it was actually on the soundtrack for that game, Life is
Wait.
Strange. I believe that's the name of that game.
Yeah, well, I love that game. That's
Yeah,
one of my
that's why I
favorite
thought
games.
maybe you might have remembered it. But that's okay. I want to talk to you about it.
That whole game has incredible music on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tell me.
This is a song. It's called "Death with Dignity." It's a bit morbid. I mean, this whole album is a bit morbid. It's off the album called "Carrie and Lowell."
Yeah.
And I got really into this album. It came out in 2015, and I actually got into it right about the same time, right like in that first year it came out. And there was something about it. Like I told you, I was a sucker for like acoustic, bare bones tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Sufjan Stevens was kind of big for like more of like an electronic vibe of music.
Yeah.
Previously, his probably most famous release up to that time was his album called "The Age of Odds," and that one had actually he's got a few of them, but that one was probably his like biggest one or most popular one at the time. Anyway, so this was like a totally different direction, or kind of back to a simplified direction.
Yeah.
And this is the opening track to the album, "Death with Dignity." This whole album it's a really heavy album. If you get into it, just kind of know that you're kind of getting into something that's a little bit like super personal and like just like heavy subject matter. The album kind of centers around Sufjan Stevens and his relationship to his mother and her death. She had died fairly recently in that time frame, and so he was kind of reflecting on their broken relationship a bit, about the things that like he was unhappy with, or the things that like he remembers, the good times, the bad times, things like that. But this song in particular is it's very moody. The whole album is kind of in this same like vibe of just like acoustic instruments, really breathy voices, you know what I mean, singing. And the actual title itself is kind of a reference to, I guess, Oregon's a law or an act of 1994 called Oregon's Death with Dignity Act, which it refers to like people that are terminally ill.
Oregon. Okay.
Oregon. Yeah. Oregon. Yeah. Oregon, not Oregon.
Oregon.
But no, yeah, people that are like terminally ill.
Yeah, they can
have the
assisted.
Yeah, exactly. And so that like obviously it's like, okay, well, that's a heavy subject.
Yeah.
But like he grew up in Oregon, so like the whole album is like references a lot of like Oregon stuff. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, there's something about this song. I don't know if you're ever if you ever just need a good cry, or you ever need just you just want to have like a nice like solemn, I don't know how to explain it. I am someone who I found that I am can be very in tune with my feelings.
Yeah.
And I like to express my feelings as a person, Not everyone does. You know what I mean? But I do. Like, I
Yeah.
do. And sometimes songs like this just kind of invoke that, like
Melancholy.
yeah, that melancholiness, that sadness that, like, sometimes you just need to express. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is one of those songs. It's not a happy song for sure, you know. But it is, you know, one of those songs that just kind of like, yeah, brings out that ability for you to kind of just be like, yeah, I feel sad, you know. But it's a very good song.
I always put like songs like this up to like a rainy day song.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I know everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, you know, rainy days, you want to be sad and kind of melancholy, or like, you know, just sit down and kind of do all of that. But I feel like as I've grown as a person, instead of trying to avoid feeling sad or melancholy or any of those, it's always best to try to experience those feelings, allow them to come in, you know, breathe them in and then breathe them out, so that way,
Yeah.
you know, they don't
fester, they don't bottle up. Well, and here's the thing too, right? I mean, here's the thing, like, you don't want to dwell on that, you know what I mean, necessarily.
yeah
Like, it's healthy, like, it is healthy to get those, to express that, you know what I mean. And I think that's like one thing that, like, growing up in our generation, we were kind of in between, like, feel your feelings, you know what I mean, it's okay to express your feelings, and don't express those feelings. Just,
yeah
you know, suck it up. You know what I mean?
yeah
And so, like, I see that, like, in the two generations that we're in between. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like our parents' generation can sometimes have trouble expressing grief or sadness or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard because it feels unnatural. Do you know what I'm saying? Where, and then the generation below us, I feel like, is very quick to be like, well, this is how I feel.
yeah
And it's like, okay, well, I mean, do we need to, like,
we don't need to examine
Yeah,
every
we don't-
feeling we have.
yeah, you know, sometimes you can keep those to yourself. Express it, but keep it to yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, I've always felt like our generation is the generation of the mean, not mean as in like hurtful. I mean mean as like the middle.
Okay.
So like
The in-betweeners.
the in-betweeners.
Yeah.
Because we got the whole like, okay, you're sad, you have feelings, let's get you to a therapist and you can talk that out.
No.
But at the same time, it was like, no. I want you to share your feelings with somebody who's licensed and professionally able to help you communicate and understand your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So get back to washing the car or taking out the trash or do the dishes. You'll talk to your therapist. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. And my mom hates me telling this story because I remember I was probably in high school, and it was around the time when I was like, man, I got like all this stuff in my head, you know, who I am, what I want to be, what I want to grow into, blah, 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 and just all this other stuff. And it was really bringing me down. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm depressed. And I did feel sad.
Yeah.
And I had struggled with some stuff when I was younger. And trying to, as I became like a teenager and starting to go towards adulthood,
Yeah.
I was like, man, how do I recognize this? How do I deal with this? And my mom hates it when I tell this story, but I remember telling her, I'm like, Mom, I feel really depressed and really sad. And she goes, well, then stop it. Just stop it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, you know, you're right about everything. So let's just turn that part of my brain off and we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
And I look at it now, and being a parent myself, you you realize how much your parents are just making it up as they go. Like, they have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just like, they're about like 10 years ahead of you, you know, like 20 years ahead of you, and you're struggling to figure out how to open up the peanut butter jar, and they're still trying to figure out how to open up the peanut butter jar.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, we're all making it up as we
Yeah,
go.
you know, you think of your parents as like leagues ahead of you, superhuman when you're growing up, you know.
Yeah, they have
and
the
at some
mind
point
of a
you just realize, look,
supercomputer.
we're all people. You know what I mean? We all are dealing with
We're
whatever
all
it is.
horribly flawed.
We love our parents.
We do love
if
our
you're
pa-
listening, we love you. No, but I think you're right. I think like
Well, they're going to be some of our best audience members.
I know,
but-
yeah, I know they're going to help us with those likes and shares, right?
Yeah.
I hope so. No, but I think you're right though. I think like
Well, I don't think my mom was prepared to handle
to have that conversation.
to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because nobody's ever prepared to be like, oh, I'm sad and depressed.
Well, then you
know,
like I said, you got to go back to like how they were taught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like we're slowly getting to the point. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think we're at that point where we can now recognize that it is healthy to express how you're feeling
Yeah.
and find a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
And not just push it off. You know what I mean? And I do kind of worry because I do feel like generations younger than us are now so quick to like shout
Label.
their expressions and their anger and their sadness
Yeah.
when it's like, okay. And I'm not like trying to say that anybody needs to suppress that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think there is time for you to reflect on it on your own, and then a time for you to share that. Do you know what I mean?
Because I know, like as for myself, with the times when I've been like, I feel this intense emotion, I'm gonna make it known, and then all of a sudden my wife and I are in a fight,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? If I had taken like 5 more minutes and realized like, oh, her doing X hurt my feelings and caused me to do Y, and instead of having an angry conversation, if I had just taken a moment and calmed myself down and like managed my anger, my hurt feelings, then I'd be able to go and tell her, hey, you hurt my feelings. And she'll be like, I never meant to hurt your feelings, I'm so sorry. Or
I
she'll
know,
be
yeah.
like,
At the end of those conversations, you always realize, oh, we both love each other and we both want what's best for each other. Why are we fighting?
we're on the same team.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. I feel like we've gone off of
We got a
music.
little off subject, but
Oh.
I think it kind of all goes back to the fact that like there is times where you need a song like this, a song that's going to kind of help you search and find those emotions, you know what I mean, and express it. I really admire songwriters that are able to look introspectively and analyze a situation from their life and like make it something beautiful and eloquent. You know what I mean? And this whole album is pretty much that. Like I said, it's a heavy album. So kind of, listeners beware in that. It's pretty heavy, and there's a lot of themes about like I said, like a relationship with his mother and how that's affected his current relationship.
Yeah.
And his relationship with God and his like religious experience. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of this stuff in this album. It's very moody. It's slow paced, for sure, but it's very good. If you ever feel like you're in the mood to, search, some of those feelings in yourself, maybe this would be a good way for you to do that.
Yeah. And real quick, for anyone who might be going through a crisis in their life, or feeling emotions, we always encourage you to reach out, and there's always somebody out there wanting to help people with whatever they're doing, with whatever they're feeling, and just seek out I looked it up here, the crisis lifeline is 988. So if you're ever feeling like you need to talk to somebody, give them a call. I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I brought it down, but I feel like it's important, like, get the help that you need.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a hypocrite, but you get the help that you need.
Yes. Thank you all for listening, and we hope you have a great week. And we'll catch you on the next episode of Do You Remember That Song? Bye.
If you or anyone else you know might need help, reach out to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988.